Good morning, my loves. Happy Wednesday. Beautiful day here at the lake. The high today is like 89, so the weather's perfect. It's really pretty and sunny. I'm waiting just a little bit later. It's either I do the video at 4 in the morning and I'm busy dealing with a cat then, or I wait a little bit later and the glare isn't quite as bad. So thanks for waiting and putting up with me. I got the cutest DM today. It's really, really cute. Somebody sent me a note and said they have followed me for a while. Don't know how long a while is, but for a while, because they never said anything, but they would ridicule how my hair looked, how my makeup looked, how my clothes looked. They were just kind of making fun of me. And one day they actually listened to what I had to say. And they sent me, and they were sharing all this with me, and they said, "You really know what you're talking about, and you don't make people feel stupid." That's probably one of the nicest compliments I've ever had, so thank you. I will take that as a compliment. I have started recently, if you follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, or Facebook, I have two Facebook pages, a professional and a personal page. So every morning I post two different sets of memes and things. And one is called, depending what day it is, like today it was Wednesday morning giggles, and it's just funny stuff. The other one is points to ponder, and it's things to kind of make you think. So last week, I think it was last week, I started a third one called, it's all about the kiddos. And the reason I do this, I really think people really need to stop and think and pay more attention to the kids, to the kiddos. They really, really do. You wonder why we're seeing kids 16, 17, 18 in college and on really screwed up. Well, honey, it's because the foundation years have been screwed up. From birth to age 8, those are the building block years. Those are the years kids really need the one-on-one connection. Infants with babies, newborns, the biggest connection they need is to hear your voice and feel your touch, to feel soothed and calm. That's it. If a baby, a newborn, a toddler is in an environment of yelling and screaming, not being held and nurtured, that screws them up neurologically. They need to feel safe. For 9 months, they have felt safe and secure within their mother. Now they're out in the world with a lot of noise, a lot of sensations, and it's very scary. It would be like somebody dropping you in the middle of a war zone and just all the screaming and yelling and the bombs and all of that. It's unnerving. You need to feel safe and secure. A lot of parents, because I see this all the time, they'll have a baby, bring it home, and they'll feed it and they pop it back in the crib, in the playpen. They don't hold the baby. They don't talk to the baby. They don't connect with the baby. They're on the phone with their friends when they're holding the baby. You need to be doing the one-on-one time, reading to them, singing to them, telling them stories, all kinds of things, that one-on-one time. The child needs the connection. Otherwise, as they get older, there's going to be that disconnect. Trust me on this. And by the time they're in elementary school, you see this. You see the kids that, how can I put it? They don't recognize authority figures. They don't connect with people. There's just something missing in this child. Some may be angry. Some may be really clingy because they need that connection. They need the structure. They need the love. They need this. So often, teachers are the ones to give it because mom and dad are too busy. They are too caught up in work, in their career, in drugs, alcohol, dating, their sex life, making money. And it's important to support your kids. Of course it is. I was a single mom, trust me. I know how difficult it was. But my son always knew he was the most important thing in my life. Always, 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 always. Never a doubt. I spoke to some young people last evening and about the connection they have with their parents and how beautiful that is. And I asked one young woman, if you're scared Middle of the night, thunderstorm, you wake up, you have a bad dream. Do you know, and it's a preteen, is it okay for you to go into your mom and dad's room and say, look, I'm scared? And she said, yeah, absolutely. And I love that. That the parents don't say, oh, please, you're old enough to go get in your own bed. You're fine. No. Their concern, that parent's concern, is making their child feel safe. I love that. Absolutely great parenting. A child has a bad day. We all have bad days. And you come home and you slam the books down or your book bag down and you go to your room and you slam the door. What if mom and dad come in and give you a hug? What if you just walk in and you have tears in your eyes and you say, I need a hug? It was a bad day. I asked the little girl, what would you do? What would they do? And she said, they would hug me back and make me feel safe. That is tremendously huge. That's what parenting is about. Nurturing your child and making them feel safe. Giving them the structure to become successful adults. But that starts with the building blocks. That starts in infancy and grows every year. You should teach your child to be self-sufficient. They need to know how to do laundry, how to iron, how to sew on a button, how to cook a meal. Absolutely. Tell them by the time they're 10, 12 years old, they should be able to nothing else fix macaroni and cheese, to put a frozen pizza in the oven, to know how the oven works, to know how to do laundry. They can help out. They need to do this. Because when they get out in the real world, when they go to college, they're going to have to be doing their own laundry. And there is more to life than ramen noodles. Teach them early. Set them up for success. Encourage them. When bad things happen, and Lord knows bad things happens when you have kiddos, how do you go about it? Are you just going to rip into them like a monkey on a cupcake? Are you going to sit down and have a conversation with them? Not talk at them, not talk to them, but talk with them. Okay, tell me what happened. I'm not going to judge you. I just need to know your version of what happened, because we are in this together. I'm your parent. We are in this together. And I explained to somebody the other day, a kid the other day, that had no idea. They're 14, 15 years old. They think they can rule the world. They don't need their parents. They don't need them to tell them what to do. And I said, do you realize until you're 18, your parents are responsible for everything that you do? If you hurt somebody, they're responsible for that. If you're in a car accident, that's on them too, because that's on their insurance. If you accidentally kill somebody, seriously hurt somebody, they're held liable too. They didn't know that. They never thought about that. They don't know the big picture. Teach them about responsibility, accountability. We're all responsible, including kiddos, for our own actions, inactions, attitudes, behaviors, and sucking it up and facing the consequences. Teach them early. Not by violence, but talking to them, explaining to them at their level. Don't expect a 5-year-old to converse like somebody that's 30. Talk to them on their level. Get down on the floor where you're eye level with them and sit them down and talk to them. Whatever they did was bad. We don't do this. Tell the dog you're sorry for pulling his tail. Tell your sister you're sorry for stealing her teddy bear. Whatever. But talk with them and explain it to them so that they understand. Don't just yank it back, throw it to the other kid, and give them a swat. Don't do that. Kids are people too. And what I'm posting in It's All About the Kiddos shares that. It's about the things the kids need to be taught that we forget. Because for most of us, it's been a while since we were, 10 or 12 years old. And these are just nice reminders. And some of them are really funny and really cute. But please, talk with your child, not to your child, not at your child. Because it truly is all about the kiddos. The kids of today are the leaders of tomorrow. And you look around at some of the kids that are in high school, college, and that's pretty damn scary because all they want to do is play on an Xbox. Yeah, don't encourage your kids to get an Xbox. I know kids love games, and that's great. Time and place. Kids need to be outside. They really, really need to be outside. Limit phone time, limit screen time, limit the apps, the gaming. Take your kid to the park, to the zoo. Do things with your child. Take them to a game, ball game, hockey game. I don't care. Take them bowling. Get them outside and get them moving. Be involved in your child's life and let them be involved in yours. Let them know you as a person, to know that, hey, you screwed up and these are the life lessons you learned and you just want to share that with them. But please, step away from the games, the gaming systems. It's not a babysitter. They need you. They need to interact with you. Years ago, it was Barney. People would park their kids in front of the TV, with Barney or Sesame Street, because it's addicting. Same with gaming. It's immediate gratification. That's why kids like cell phones, to scroll. That's why they like gaming, immediate gratification. Well, life is not immediate gratification, is it? It's a lot of struggles. You have good days, you have bad days, you have setbacks. They need to learn that in real life. Teach them about finance. Teach them about cleaning the house, car repair. Teach them what they need to know to survive in this world, not how to get to the next level on a gaming system. Just something I want you to think about, okay? Because, sweetheart, trust me, it's all about the kiddos.